and that is the long anticipated, long awaited golden cross. Now, that is the ultimate bull indicator that momentum is now finally positive, and it's just happened. So today, what we're going to be looking at is this golden cross. We're going to be looking at what it means. And it does look like our thesis is playing out exactly as we anticipated. And if that is true, then we are about to hit the biggest bull market of our lives. And as I promised you yesterday, today is all about preparing for the biggest bull market that you will ever get, but also the last bull market, or the last parabolic bull market that we will ever get. So stay tuned. Going to be a massive, massive, massive show. Let's do this. Alrighty, so first of all, sorry guys, sorry I'm late. I did have an interview today with CNBC, so we were late to start the show. I don't know when they're going to release it, but when they do, I'll let you guys know. But that is why we had the delay today. Glad you could all be here. Glad I could be here today. It's going to be a big, big, big show. It's going to be a massive show because we're going to show you how to prepare for the imminent bull market. We're going to show you why there's an imminent bull market. We're going to look at the on-chain metrics. And basically, we have one objective. The objective is that every Banter family member must be able to make life-changing money by the end of this bull run. Make and keep life-changing money by the end of this bull run. Now, to make money, you could be lucky. But to make and keep money means you have to have a strategy. And today we're going to be talking about a strategy. We're going to show you guys the thinking. I may even give you some tokens, but it's not about the tokens. It's actually about teaching you guys how to think, looking at historical data, looking at how you can make money. So it's going to be a massive show. What I need from you guys, it's all I ask. I do everything for free. I give away giveaways for free. And on that note, Lowe Ahmad, if you have a Bybit account with our referral link, I'm going to give you $1,500 in BitDAO tokens. And the same thing for Enrique, I'm going to give you $1,500 also in BitDAO tokens. And Helen Metua, I'm going to give that to you. I'm going to give away like 100 grand a show. But you got to have Bybit accounts open with a Crypto Banter referral link. That's just how it works. Okay, so if you're going to make money and you're going to keep it, it's only because you have a strategy. I've never seen anyone make and keep money luckily. It's always a part of the strategy. The strategy means that you have to understand the market structure. And you have to understand what's happening on the technicals and what's happening on the fundamentals and what's happening on-chain. You got to understand the whole market cycle. So join us on today's show. Subscribe to our channel. Like this, like. Smash those likes. Let's get to 5,000 likes in the beginning of the show so more people get the stream. I need you. That's all I ask for. I give you everything for free. I give you my time. I give you my education. I give you giveaways. I give everything, weekends. I just need you to like. That's it. All right, before we get into the strategy, let's get Sheldino back in here, the sniper. Sniper Sheldon, I want you to tell me. Oh, goodness. Okay, so you're looking at Solana and you're watching it go down because...
What have we did, buddy? What have we did?
Because the network went down, right? You're looking at it because the network went down, right?
I'm just looking because there's a slight bit of hope.
Well, your hair may grow back by the time... No. Not only...
They're going to give me another one.
Not only will your hair grow back by the time that this happens, but your hair, you'll have long hair down to your chin by the time Ethereum overtakes Solana.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. What's
Okay,
up,
let's
buddy? I see we finally got a bounce. I see from this morning we finally got a good reaction in the market, and it looks like they want this golden cross to happen. So we stay above 46 by tomorrow. We'll have the golden cross. So that's already a good thing.
It's just crossed. I mean, it hasn't closed yet, but it has crossed.
No, we just want the close, but exactly that. So we have crossed, and we can see now how the confidence is now shooted back into the market. We can see DOT has absolutely exploded. A lot of the coins now starting to wake up. I see MATIC's had a nice little push up. So at least we know that's good. I think one little thing that's obviously just changed is we're starting to get a little push up from the dominance, but Bitcoin's going up. So we never mind. It's a positive thing to get Bitcoin where it needs to get. And then I do sort of see, so if Bitcoin does rally, this can take the dominance up, get Bitcoin close to that 50K region, and then we can get it all flushed back into the alts again. I think it is at that stage where Bitcoin's just got to get to a healthy state.
You want that. You want the document to go, you want the line to go up, down. You want Bitcoin strong, the market to get confidence. Bitcoin goes strong, dominance goes up. The market gets confidence, puts their money back into altcoins. That's why that yellow line is so important to us. And as long as that yellow line isn't breached, anything closer to the yellow line is actually better for us. We want the dominance to go up because that means Bitcoin's going up. When Bitcoin goes up, altcoins will follow unless we break the trend line and the market crashes.
Yeah, well, that sort of thing. But right now, we wouldn't have a turn in dominance if it was going that way. Usually the dominance is turning when the markets are tanking. Now that dominance is turning Bitcoin, it means they want to get Bitcoin to the next level. So I'm still seeing for the remainder of the next 2-3 days until Friday or so, I'm seeing Bitcoin make its way to 50K. And in that time, what I like about the dominance is not just exploding. So it means that there's some alts that are running with it. So the good fundamental, DOT and them, they're going to be big movers for this week, definitely.
Amazing. All right, stay in the waiting room. Let's have some fun. Let's look at it. I also see, hold on a second. I've just seen this. So Avalanche launcher. Avalanche is one of the narratives that we have been watching. Yesterday, AVAX launcher launched, which is the launch pad on AVAX. 120x. There we go.
Wow.
It's not 120x. I'm not telling you guys to buy it at this price. I'm just showing you guys that this is a good project and it's a good narrative. I'm not telling you guys to buy at this price at all. I know we did buy. So that's that. Sheldino, let's keep you in the waiting room. Back in the dungeon. Sheldino's back in the dungeon. I'm going to give away some more money. Depeche, if you have a Bybit account with our referral link, then you get yourself $3,000 in BitDart tokens. Okay, let's see. Who else? Callum Monet, you also get yourself $3,000 in BitDart tokens if you have a Bybit account with our referral link. If you don't have the Bybit account, there is a referral link below. We are not encouraging you at all to use leverage or their leverage exchange. We are supporting the Bybit Spot exchange, which is a competitor to FTX and a competitor to Binance. We are not encouraging you in any way, shape, or form to take leverage. We never will do that until we teach you how to do it. Okay, so you need to understand the technicals. We've seen the technicals. The technicals are all looking good. We have the golden cross, which is a great sign. Shows that momentum is still positive, even though we've had a slight pullback. It does show that momentum is positive. And where do we get this positive momentum from? Well, you can see that we've had a month and a half of pretty much just green, barring one red candle. And now we're going to consolidate over here. And we're still in this upward trend. And the golden cross is going to shoot up. And when the golden cross does shoot up, then we can expect Bitcoin to shoot up. That is what is happening on the technicals. But there is also on-chain data, which is showing us some great stuff. And I want to start off by just looking at the basic indicators. The basic indicators are that there is fear in the market. I don't know why there's fear. It baffles me why people are so nervous. But the greed and fear index is now at 30, which means that people are fearful. And they're not extremely fearful, but they are fearful. And when the public is fearful, we at Crypto Banter start buying. That is our indicator to start buying. And the data shows that if you did buy when the greed and fear index was low, you can see that traditionally, every time the market is low, the greed and fear indicator is low. So you can see exactly what happened. When the market goes up, the greed and fear index goes down, up. And so right now, when we have a low greed and fear index, a 30, that means it's probably a good time to start buying. yes, the greed and fear index can go below 30. You can see that there have been times where the greed and fear index has been under 25. But you can see how long it stayed there, and usually what's happened after that. It is one of the best indicators for me whether you should be buying or not, but it should be coupled with technicals and with on-chain metrics, and that's exactly what I'm going to show you now. So you have the technicals telling you the market's going up. You got the greed and fear index showing you that people are fearful, and we buy. Banter fam, that's us, the family. We buy when people are fearful. That's when we buy. We're not fearful. We're not fearful because we know the facts. We know the fundamentals. And because we know the fundamentals, we are not fearful because we are good investors. Good investors. The difference between a good investor and a bad investor is a good investor knows how to separate the noise from the actual metrics. A good investor knows how to block out the noise. And we know how to block out the noise. We are looking at the technicals. We are looking at the greed and fear index. We are looking at all the other times that the greed and fear index has been low. Look, low, up, low, up, low, up. Greed and fear index low, up. Have no fear. The greed and fear index is low. Let's look at the on-chain metrics for Bitcoin. So first, let's look at the futures open interest. That is how much leverage is in the market. And basically, if I were to summarize this tweet from you from Glassnodes, the apes are out of the market. The leveraged apes, gone. Cheers. You can see that the futures interest just reached a 1 month low. So all the people that took futures last month because they thought the price was running up very, very high, well, they are now flushed out of the market again. And this is the futures open interest on OKEX. Shows you that the futures interest are now the futures, the leveraged apes, the people that came in here for quick money, the people that are making this market unhealthy are now out of the market. Goodbye. Ready for the next cycle. Transaction volume on the Bitcoin blockchain just reached a 3-year high of 119,727 Bitcoin. So we can see that the Bitcoin network is growing. The on-chain metrics are showing us that the Bitcoin network is growing while the leverage is down, while the people are fearful. For me, that says buy, buy, buy. That's all I feel here is I feel buy. That's all I feel here. Next thing that I'm looking at here, retail is fearful. A very good time to go long. What they look for here is they're saying that this is an accumulation zone, and they're looking at the funding rates. The funding rates, the reason why the funding rates are so important is because the funding rates are the rates that people use to take leverage. So if a lot of people want to take leverage, the funding rates go up. And you can see that the funding rates are low, which means people are fearful. And if the funding rates are low, that means they got it. You can see when the markets start to fly, look over here. The funding rates go really, really high. And you can see that's when the markets start to get parabolic. You see that? That's what happens when the funding rates go high. Look at where the funding rates are now. People haven't started to take leverage yet. On a macro level, people haven't started to take leverage yet. So again, just to reiterate, we have fearful people. We have good technicals. We have fantastic technicals. We have the greed and fear index showing us that it's a good time to buy. We have the biggest on-chain transaction, lowest leverage in a month, and then we have funding rates, which are all right now very, very, very low. So to me, don't see anything broken. And remember I said to you that the difference between a good investor and a bad investor is that the good investor knows how to filter out the noise. A bad investor trades on noise. So if you find yourself trading on sentiment and noise, then that means that you're a bad investor. If you find yourself trading on the fundamentals of the market, that means that you're a good investor. And if I look at what the other good investors are saying, I basically look here. I say, look, what are the other good investors saying? So I look at Bill Miller, and he says, let me quickly just show you guys what Bill Miller says. So he says that Bitcoin is an amazing replacement to gold. He says, in the quarter, as Bitcoin fell, the trust traded, blah, 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 blah. We believe that Bitcoin has significant upside potential as a form of digital gold. He then goes on to say that with gold's market capitalization greater than $11 trillion, Bitcoin's current market cap closed, call it to 600 billion or a bit higher. We are continuing and the adoption curve, and Bitcoin will be volatile, but we think the risk reward is attractive. If we like Bitcoin at the high prices, we love it at these prices. So that's one billionaire telling you that they're going to be doing it. Another billionaire, Howard Marks, compares the current market conditions to the the mid 2000s bubble. And he says that Bitcoin is actually where you should be going. And I mean, I'll read you some of the quotes, which I think are very, very, very good. He says, I came out very strongly against Bitcoin in 2017. I was extremely negative. I was extremely outspoken. I had a knee-jerk reaction to something new. Now I prefer to say I don't know enough about it to have a strong opinion. Bitcoin has been around for a dozen years. If it's a flash in the pan, it's an awfully long plan. So billionaires are starting to realize what's going on here. Cathy Wood, yesterday, got onto stage at Anthony Scaramucci's event, SALT event, and this is what she had to say. We love Cathy. We think she's amazing. Let me play this for you.
If we're right and companies continue to diversify their cash into something like Bitcoin, and institutional investors start allocating 5% of their funds towards, I'll just say Bitcoin for right now, because we did that, we framed it for Bitcoin, could be for other cryptos as well. We believe that the price will be tenfold of where it is today. So instead of 45,000, over 500,000.
If you could own Bitcoin, Ethereum, or some.
If we're right.
Okay, so what you can see there is a Cathy Wood, the smart investor, is able to separate the noise from the actual fundamentals, not looking at short-term moves and saying that Bitcoin can easily or probably will 10x from here. Will Clemente, on-chain data. This was in the on-chain data, just like the other unidentified whales. Whale holdings have increased by 103,600 Bitcoin in the last 3 weeks. Remember I said to you yesterday, whales buy when people are fearful and they sell into euphoria. We showed you guys the charts yesterday. We know that of the 103,600 Bitcoin that were bought, we know that Michael Saylor bought 5,000 or bought 5,050 of them. So that means that there's another 98,547 being bought up by other whales. Because again, I say to you, the difference between whales, smart investors, and retail investors, spinach hands, is that they're able to separate the fundamentals from the noise. So we're going to teach you guys to separate the fundamentals from the noise. We're going to talk only about the fundamentals. Separate the fundamentals from the noise. Listen to the noise, because that will show you when to sell, but separate the fundamentals from the noise. Other news. Interactive brokers. I don't know if you guys saw this. I got a message from Interactive Brokers. Remember, they got like 1 million users, more or less. I can't remember the exact number, maybe 750,000 users. But they are a high net worth client brokerage firm. So they're not the Robinhood. They're for the bigger investors. And they then published a notice yesterday saying cryptocurrency trading is now available, and you need to request permission, obviously. They support Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, and Litecoin, and they probably will add more to the thing. So you can see that Interactive Brokers now well in the game. So all this is looking fantastic. The on-chain data is looking fantastic. The technicals are looking fantastic. The fundamentals are looking fantastic. The Banter family's portfolios are looking fantastic, and they're going to look even more fantastic. That's for sure. I'll tell you what's not looking fantastic. Actually what's the opposite of fantastic? Shit. So I'll tell you what's looking like shit. Shit, basically, is when you invest in 10-year treasury yields. That's shit. Because if you invest in US treasury yields, what you can see is that now all the treasury yields, the net yield on the treasury yields are negative, which means that you can invest money, you can give. How's this for a great investment? Listen to this. You can invest and you can give the government your money for 10 years, 5 years, or 30 years. And guess what? You can pay them to take your money. How does that sound? I bet you're hooked, right? So you give the US government US dollars, the same crap shit US dollars that are now devaluing, shitcoin, and in 10 years, you will get back, get this, less money than you gave them. It's called negative yields. And you can see that the treasury yields flip negative as crypto lending takes off. So now if you were a fund manager and you said to yourself, hold on a second, should I give the 97-year-old average age US government, you got Joe Biden and Nancy Pelosi, all average age 97 years old in the shade, should I give them my money and get less money back and let the money devalue? Because that's one option, great. Or should I go onto Sunny Aggregator on Solana or go onto one of the Solana apps? Let's see what the yields are on Solana or Sunny. You see, you guys want to know my password. I can see that. Solana has a few issues. Solana is down, actually. Solana is down. But let's see, maybe. Let's have a look here. Or would you rather give money to, I don't know, Saber or Solana where you can get huge APYs? Let's quickly see what the APYs are on Saber. It could be that the Solana network is down. We know the Solana network is having problems. We're going to talk about that because that's an opportunity for the Banter community. We say when other people are fearful because networks go down, we buy. I'm going to show you that in a second. Okay, so just look at that. You can either go to you can either, okay, I think the network is down. Okay, the network is down now. Okay, but the US government network is not down. So I think what you need to do is you should give your money to the US government and you have a guarantee that you will get back less money than you than you give them. I mean, how dumb is that? Which fund manager does that? Honestly, like, how do you justify it to your clients? Listen, we gave the US government a depreciating currency. So just trying to think of like, what do you write in your newsletter? Like, hi, we found this amazing investment. What we're going to do, we're going to give it to the US government. And while the money is devaluing because they're printing more of it, we're also going to get you a negative yield. You're going to get less money back. I mean, how do you just, like, what do you write in your newsletter? Just think about it. Crazy. I mean, how dumb do you have to be to do that? Honestly, there's so many cool things to do with your money. Why give it to the US government? You know what, if you've got an investment manager and this investment manager invests in government bonds, I think you should be firing your investment manager. I mean, I know stock markets are heated, but I think you should be firing. Give your money. How do you justify that? You can't justify it. Garbage. All right. Fuck it. Let's get over it. Speaking of the US government, Gary Gensler is testifying today in front of, testifying right now. Give me a link. Let's watch some of his boring testimony. We know what he's going to say. Gary Gensler has one agenda. The agenda is not to protect American investors. Forget about that. The only agenda that Gary Gensler has is to get more under the ambit of the SEC. So what he wants to do is, let me just switch off my phone because otherwise people are going to phone me again and again. It's you guys phoning me. Okay. What Gary Gensler wants is he wants to regulate more under the ambit of the SEC. And to do that, his agenda is to show Congress what is broken. So things like he'll use the word like it's the Wild West out there. And he'll use words like we need to protect retail investors in the Wild West out there. You'll see he'll use those words. What else is he going to say? He's going to say that decentralized exchanges could be dealing in securities, right? He's going to say that. Okay, and he's going to warn that they are already investigating Uniswap, but they haven't found anything yet. He's going to say that.
They're going to say that they want to work with the
He's going to say they want to work with the exchanges. In fact, we read that in his testimony. He said he's going to work with the exchanges. But then when FTX asked for a meeting, Gary Gensler said no. When Brian Armstrong asked for a meeting, they said they're not seeing any crypto companies. So Gary Gensler is you can see they're not genuine. They don't want to protect the investor, because if they wanted to protect the investor, what they would say to the investor is, look, investor, you shouldn't invest in this because this gives you less money out 10 years, 5 years, and 30 years later than the money that you put in. So I don't think that you should that you should put money into that. If I was the SEC, that's the first thing I'd say. I'd say, look, you don't invest in government bonds because you lose money every time you do. So that's not a good investment. Then I would say the stock market is heated. Then I would say if you can't get yields there, then if I wanted to protect investors, I would put them into Solana and into some of the yield markets, but only when Solana actually starts working. Because even though you can't make money on US yields, if I take just US dollars, USDT, USDC, I can get 21% APY right now on Saber. If I take UST and USDC, I can get 32%. And the yield is paid to you in Saber tokens, which means that the Saber tokens, Sunny tokens, they could also go up. So that's, if I was running the SEC, that's what I would say. I would say, don't put your money into the negative yield shit. Put your money into the positive yield shit, 12% on USDT, USDC. That's it. You want to protect investors, then protect investors. Don't tell them that they can't invest, that you're investigating all the people that are making all the outsized returns actually possible, doing it in the nicest possible way, and you guys aren't giving them clarity. You're not giving them clarity, and then you're investigating them, and when they want to have a meeting with you guys, you say no. You're really protecting the investor, Gary Gensler. Congratulations to you and the SEC. Congratulations to Gary Gensler. Anyway, let's not talk about him. Just upsets me, as you can see. Okay. Let's see. Is there anything else I wanted to show you before we get into the meat? Because there's meat. We're gonna talk about Kevin O'Leary because he's become smart. He's become a full-on degen. Kevin O'Leary, who was on our show, and I spoke to him in Miami and many times, spoken to him many times, even back in my days at CNBC. He's become a degen. We're going to talk to you about, he's become smart. He's not only is he a degen, but he's actually become really smart. He became smart later than you became smart. That shows you something. That's something very smart that you have to worry about. You have to remember. In crypto, we are smarter than them before they get smart. So let's get into the meat. What is the meat? Let's get into the meat. Let me just get some screens open so I can show you things, because I want to show you things. I got to open a screen for you guys. Hold on, it'll take me a second, because it's the one screen that I wanted to show you, and I shut it down by mistake. I have to wait for my files to open here. Why don't you play our Bitcoin advert for them while I do it?
We are not broke as a nation. We are not bankrupt. We can't go bankrupt. We absolutely cannot go bankrupt because we have the power to create as much money as we need to spend to serve the American people.
Protecting your money. Those are the same people protecting your money. Okay, so I want to just open one quick tweet, which Freddie's going to send me. Okay, so it's in my WhatsApp, and my WhatsApp is now booting up on my computer. Is it in the show group? Okay, so let's quickly go there. Okay.
On somebody's asset, you don't misuse.
Just send it again, Freddie. Okay, I want to show this to you guys. I think this is super important. Okay, so we said to you guys yesterday, let me just close the WhatsApp so nobody else phones me. Because you know people don't know that I'm live, because some people don't actually watch. Okay, so we said to you guys yesterday that we think that there is very limited time for you guys to make real life-changing money. And I think that one thing we can all agree about is that what's happening in crypto now and what happened in crypto in 2017 and even in 2013, those are very rare occasions. There are very few occasions in your life where a technology becomes generationally disruptive. I think the last time we saw it, well, the first time I certainly saw it, was the disruption that the internet broke. And the next time that I saw it was when social media disrupted the internet. When social media came, we had all these companies that 100x and 1000x, which was companies like Facebook, like Twitter, like Amazon, which I call the network disruption generation. Amazon, Google, Facebook, all the social media guys. And if you think about how far apart those two disruptive technologies happened, the internet kind of disrupted in the 1990s, but actually only really started to disrupt in the 2000s. And then social media arguably is 10 years old. And it shows you that there's like 20 years in between these disruptions. And usually when a disruption cycle happens, you get one massive spike, a correction, and then a slow, gradual growth. And the reason why you get that one massive spike is because initially when a new technology is launched, people start to imagine what can happen if this new technology disrupts the world. And usually they over-imagine, they overextend their expectations of a technology. And then it all collapses, and then we start actually getting down to real business. And you can see that that's exactly what happened in the NASDAQ. In the NASDAQ in the 1990s, we had this parabolic run, and you can see it over here. This is like the parabolic run of internet technology. We then had a massive collapse. This collapse actually took like 2 years to collapse. And then it was down to business. And you can see that gradually, the technology cycle, the technology went up. And in fact, the NASDAQ only reached the same levels of its pre-crash, I think about 12 years later, or 14 years later. So what I'm trying to show you guys is that usually we get to a point of unrealistic expectations, and that's when things go parabolic. Then people realize they had unrealistic expectations, and the market crashes. And then the problem is that you get into steady growth. The problem that we have is that we've become used to parabolic returns. Why have we become used to parabolic returns? Because we had them in 2013, we had them in 2017, and we're having them again now. And to be honest, after the 2017 correction, we should have been here. What happened is we've kind of got another chance. And the market said, no, that was a fake out. But now we're going into a real alt season. And so if you look at what happened in 2017, I want to go there because I want to show you guys what I mean. It's important that you understand this because if you're going to make money, it's going to be because you have a strategy. You're not going to make money luckily. I've never seen people make money and keep money luckily. Very rare. Okay, you have to have a strategy. So I want to quickly make this a whole lot smaller, and I want to show you guys exactly what happened. I want to zoom out. Let's go back all the way to 20, 70. Let's start off with 2013. How's that? Let's go all the way back to 2013. These are the two biggest bull runs that crypto has ever seen, 2013 and 2017, and they look exactly the same. So here we are in 2013. In 2013, we had a massive bull market. Bitcoin went from $10 over here all the way up 26x to $260. It crashed. It went from 260 all the way down to $44. It crashed 80%. And you can see that in the big scheme of things, that little crash was garbage. And then we had a flat until September. Surprise. Let's quickly zoom in. Until September. Look what happened in September. September, we start accumulating. You had a run up in August. Over here, look out there, I'll give you some more perspective. You had a run up in August, a quiet month in September. You had a little correction, a big green candle up, and from October, from the 3rd of October until the 1st of December, which is, or the 30th of November, which is just under 2 months, 50-something days, 57 days. We had a parabolic run on Bitcoin from $80 to $1,100. Same thing happened in 2017. And I want you to see the magnitude, and I want you to see the number of days in which this happens. So the magnitude in 2017, let's go to September. You had a bad July over here. See, bad July. You went up in August, up in August. September, we corrected. By the 12th of October, we were in the same territory as before the September correction. And guess what? Between the 12th of October, over here, but Bitcoin was at 4,000. Bitcoin then went to 20,000. And it took with it the altcoins. And it took 2 months. Now I want to show you something else. Forget about Bitcoin. In fact, let me open a new window for this. This is the total 2 chart. The total 2 chart shows you the market cap of crypto, excluding Bitcoin. And I want to take you to 2017, and I want to show you what happened in 2017. So let me just make that smaller. Okay, and let's go all the way to 2017. 2020, I'm not going to go all the way to 2013, but you're just going to have to believe me that it was exactly, in fact, I don't even think there were altcoins in 2013. Okay, the altcoins in October were trading at, see, the altcoin season started a bit later. So in November, they were trading at 55. And then we went to 500 billion market cap in a matter of 2 months. So what we do know is we know that these parabolic runs that we have are very aggressive. They usually start in September. And they usually last about 60 days. We know that. So it means that if our thesis is right, and we think that we're having a replica of 2017 and 2013, it means that you've got about 2 weeks to align your portfolios, and then you've got yourself about 60 days to execute on the strategy that you make. And if you don't execute on the strategy that you make in those 60 days, then 2 things are going to happen. Number 1, the market is going to go down a lot, and it's going to go down fast. Okay, so look, the market will probably go down 50% or 60% or 70%. It'll go down fast, and it may take a long time before the market actually sees the same levels again. So it means that you've got to be super smart, super sharp, super disciplined, and super focused to make sure that you have a strategy and you execute on the strategy. You will not make money without a strategy, because if you try and make money without a strategy, this is what's going to happen to you. I caught this, I know this Secrets of Crypto, and this is a tweet from the 2nd of May. But it's so good that I want to actually show it to you guys again, because it's so relevant. Because there are really 2 types of traders. The one type of trader is altcoiner A, who says crypto will be a big part of the future at $10,000. His altcoins did a 10x. During this time, Bitcoin has done a 3x in dollar value. He now has $300,000. He sells 10%, puts it into Bitcoin. He keeps selling 10% of his remaining altcoins, and Bitcoin keeps doubling. He keeps selling 10% of his altcoins and keeps putting it into Bitcoin, and he's set for life. Altcoiner B believes crypto is an emerging market where he can make lots of money. His altcoins did 10x in Satoshi value during this time. Bitcoin has done 3x in value. He now has $300,000. He sells most of it. He's upset that he sold too early, so he starts buying the dips, but he's buying them near the top. He could have been a multimillionaire, but now he's starting to buy ICOs at the top. And you don't want to be trader B, because trader B is a trader that trades on fucking noise. Okay, he trades on noise. He doesn't trade on fundamentals. He trades on noise. Smart money sells in the ups and buys in the dips. I did my fundamental research. This is the beginning. This is where we are today. I did my fundamental research and checklist, and I'm accumulating this great quality altcoin. There's a little pump here. We don't sell. He says he does sell. We don't sell. There's a little dip. We carry on buying more. And then if you want to take profits, you take them on the way up in this huge parabolic run, all the way up and even all the way down. And at the bottom, you start buying again. Dumb fuck money says, sell because altcoins are collapsing. Come on, I know some of you did this. Buy because the market's going up again. Sell because the market's going down again. Dumb money does that. If you're selling into pumps, you are smart money. And if you're selling into dips, you're dumb money. And if you're buying pumps, you're dumb money. And if you're selling dumps, you are smart money. It's easy to understand whether you're smart money or dumb money. And I'll tell you what you do. Do the opposite of what you feel. If you feel like it's time to buy something, sell it. If you think it's time to sell something, buy it. Trust me, it works. Do the opposite of what your emotion is telling you, and you will make a lot of money. You'll make life-changing money. Now, he makes a checklist. He makes this checklist. I don't exactly agree with his checklist, but it's important that you have a checklist. And he says, in his checklist, he says, is it a hot narrative? Is it innovative? Is it disruptive? Is the team good? Is the technology good? Has the price been pumping? Is there liquidity? Can I buy it and can I sell it? Look at the tokenomics. I'll give you guys a link to this on my Twitter at CryptoManRun. But the idea is that he has a strategy. And he asks a lot of questions before he invests. And that's exactly what you guys should be doing. You should be looking for narratives. You should be asking yourself, if you know that there is going to be a bull run, and there is also a chance that there may not be a bull run, you need to buy things that can survive a bull run, that are going to make money in a bull run and survive a bear market. You need to have in your head what you believe the narratives are. And the narratives are pretty simple at the moment. For every decision that you make, you ask yourself, what am I buying? Why am I buying it? When am I buying it in the cycle? And what is my strategy to get out of it and to make profits? And you write that down on a piece of paper, and you do not trade anything that is not on that piece of paper. So if you are buying, let me give you an example. The narrative right now is layer 1 blockchains. And there is a great reason why that narrative is good, because we know that blockchain disruption is going to be so big that there's not going to be a single smart contract protocol that can support it. And so there's a massive narrative right now to buy smart contract blockchains. Everyone's seeing it. Charles Hoskinson, let's listen to what Charles had to say. He says, Cardano founder Charles Hoskinson says the crypto world needs that Wi-Fi moment where users can work with any blockchain seamlessly more than it needs a dominant network. Charles Hoskinson said there would be no dominant blockchain as much as there's no dominant Wi-Fi router. He believes there will be an internet of blockchains. And so the narrative for me is going to be twofold. One, layer 1 blockchains. Cheap, fast layer 1 blockchains. I think that all the layer 1 blockchains are cheap at the moment, because I think if you look at it in the long term, they're all going to 5x or 10x if we have a parabolic bull run. Okay, now you ask yourself a question. He also said that all blockchains are going to be interconnected. Interconnected means bridges. AnySwap, Thorchain. There is going to be a massive narrative of bridges, because we now know that some people are buying NFTs and tokens on Ethereum, some are buying them on BSC, some are buying them on Solana, and we know there's not going to be a one blockchain world. So it moves, the narrative now says, hold on, Banter fam, that for us is an opportunity. What's the opportunity? You buy the smart contract blockchains. You buy Cardano. Do we have a list? Let's show them a list of smart contract blockchains that we like. Is there a list? Okay, so we're going to get you guys this. Let's make a quick list, write them down on a piece of paper. Let's do it. Smart contract blockchains, everybody has realized that smart contract blockchains are going to, Ethereum's not enough. They're all going to explode. Even Mr. Wonderful, I want to show you this video. Do we have the video with Mr. Wonderful? Let's play that video for them.
You know, it's not just about Bitcoin anymore or Ethereum. I find Ethereum as a user, it's too slow. And so there's going to be other chains that are going to emerge. There's so much interest in what's going on in other DeFi sources just for lending and staking and getting interest, USDC. Now we know that the regulators have pushed back on the lend product from Coinbase, and that is a slowdown in what's really emerging as a really interesting space where people can take their cryptocurrencies and actually make interest. When the 10-year is making you less than inflation, you start to look to alternatives. And that's why stablecoins are becoming interesting. If the regulator finally allowed financial services companies to call it an asset, put it into an ETF in the United States like they have in Canada and other countries, I figure there'd be another $1 trillion worth of buying into Bitcoin.
Okay, so we do know that the regulators eventually will come around. They're not going to regulate it anymore. We do know that there's this huge narrative of smart contract blockchains. Here are some layer 1 blockchains. Now you'll notice that we haven't put Ethereum on there. We don't like Ethereum anymore, except Sheldon likes Ethereum, but he also likes having no hair. We like Solana, we like Arweave, we like Luna, we like Cardano. We like these layer 1 blockchains. We like FTX. We call that a layer 1. We like Avalanche. These are the ones that we like. That is our smart contract blockchain narrative, and we're going to keep updating this for you and sending it for you on my Twitter and on Sheldon's Twitter and on Instagram. Then, Banter fam, remember, we now start looking for bridges, because what we are noticing is the biggest paradigm shift in the world that we've had recently, and the paradigm shift is that we always said that there's only going to be one winner in the smart contract blockchain, or maybe 2 winners in the smart contract blockchain. But there's not. There's going to be many winners because no one blockchain is going to handle it. So the important thing becomes the bridges. How can you bridge from one network to the other? And there are many bridges. Go look around for bridges. SushiSwap is probably going to be one of the best bridges. AnySwap is a great bridge. Polkadot and Kusama are the ultimate bridges of blockchains. Start thinking, and I'm going to start thinking, and I'm going to start showing you guys who the bridges are and which bridges can help us make money. We know that bridges are super amazing. Look at what happened with Saber. Saber allows you to wrap tokens from other networks and bring them across to Solana. And Saber absolutely exploded, not only in terms of price. Yes, the price is maybe down a little bit today, but look at the last 180 days. Why? Because what Saber allowed people to do was to bring, let me see if I can open it for you guys now that the network seems to be working. So what Saber allowed people to do was to bring tokens from one network, from ERC20, from Bitcoin, from Luna, from any other platform, and bring it onto the Solana network and deposit it. And then you can take loans against it once you deposit it. That is a bridge from one network to the other. So start looking at the bridge narrative. The bridge narrative is a massive narrative that's going to drive this bull run. And I don't think that anybody knows about bridges. Like, I don't think if you go and watch BitBoy's show, he doesn't know about bridges yet. Doesn't know yet. Don't tell him. Don't tell him. We start looking at the bridges. We start looking now. So for the next couple of days, I'm going to show you the bridges. But anyway, let's go back to your strategy. So you're going to have 3 portfolios. And I know we used to call them a HODL portfolio and a 10x portfolio, and then we used to call it a 100x gem portfolio. Now we can actually break it down a bit further, and we can say, what about if we said, okay, look, you got to put money into layer 1s. I'd put 50% of my money into layer 1s. Then I would put hold on, where are the safe ones? So slightly safer narratives, the exchanges, the dexes. So on Avalanche, Trader Joe's, on Cardano, who's going to be the Cardano dex? Radium. I want to also talk to you about another one, which most people aren't talking about. Okay, it's called Aldrin Finance. I want to show it to you. It is a Solana dex. It is, hold on, I want to show this to you. There we go. The ticker symbol is RIN. In the Solana ecosystem, people aren't talking about this one. For the life of me, it is the best DEX experience for me on Solana. People aren't talking about it. Okay? This is one of the ones that I think is going to win. I think you need to be dollar cost averaging into Aldrin. Let me see if I can actually show you what it looks like, because it's cool. Okay, let me launch the DEX for you guys. I'll actually show this to you guys. People haven't clicked onto this. Baffles my mind. Okay, so it is loading up, as you can see. Okay, that is what the DEX, this is a DEX. This is what the DEX looks like. It's super fast. I'm not going to connect my wallet because then you're going to see how much money I've got in my account. I don't want you guys to see that. So that's another one that I would be looking at. Huge one that I would be looking at. So what I'm trying to show you guys is you need to have 3 portfolios. You need to have a layer 1 or safer portfolio. You need to have a you need to have a layer 1, then you need to have a safe narrative, which is things like DEXs, exchanges, and stuff like that. And the last one that you need to have is the degen portfolio. Now, what I've said to you guys with the degen portfolio, for me, that is all about IDOs, highly risky things where I'm going to put in 100 and I'm going to try and get back 10x or 15x or 20x, or maybe even like Avax launcher, get back 150x. But if you want to be in those, either you've got to have access to IDOs, or you've got to buy real low caps, or you've got to get access to the launch pads. And if you've got access to launch pads, the card starters, the AVAX launchers, the CDFIs, what else? CDFI, card starter, the new one, the new Solana pad, Star Launcher, that's Star Launch. Star Terra. That is what's going to give you access to the IDOs. And right now we're back in IDO seasons, and the IDOs are doing 100x, 200x, 300x. They're doing those numbers. I mean, this Avalancher, and I'm not telling you to buy it. Don't buy it now. It's overvalued now. Right now, I can't justify a valuation, a fully diluted valuation of $600 million for a launchpad. But it's cheap. If you pay X and you start getting these allocations, you repay your investment because you've got the launchpad tokens. Only good in a bull market. So that's what I'm trying to show you. We are absolutely lucky to be getting another bull market. It wasn't supposed to happen. We've kind of broken all the laws of nature. We really have. We've like broken every single law of nature where we're having another bull market. I wanted to see if I've got that tweet for you guys. I think I deleted it. What a pity. The tweet of, here it is. You see, when a new technology launches, usually there's only one parabolic bull run, a decline, and then slow climb afterwards. We're lucky. We've got a second chance. We've probably got 15 days to prepare, 20 days to prepare, and then we've got about 60 days to make and keep life-changing money, wife-changing money. And if we're going to do it, we need to have a strategy. And so for the next 15 days on the station, all I'm going to do is position us to be able to make and keep wife-changing money in this bull market. I'm going to show you when I make investments, I'm going to show you what to buy, and I'm going to show you when to take profits. As soon as I see an opportunity, we're working towards one goal. Our one goal is to be ready in 30 days and then to have a strategy to take the money out as the market goes up and down, leaving some money for our grandkids and for our kids and for their kids in protocols that are going to change the world. So that's what the next the next 2 weeks are going to be about. So stay tuned. Next 2 weeks, it's going to be amazing. But right now, what I want to do is I just want to give the community money because you guys are the best fucking community in the whole world. And I'm going to say this, Kunj Danani, if you have a Bybit account for the spot exchange, don't trade leverage, and you opened it with a Crypto Banter referral link, which is below in the description, you got yourself, what do we give him? 100 tokens, $1,000 worth of tokens, 1,500. Okay. Anildo Mendes, 2,000 of those things, so $3,000. But only if you've got the account, like you promised. We all have to be fair to each other here. Should I give like 50? Should I go ballistic and give away like 15 grand? Should I? But I'm gonna have to pay it out. I'm gonna have to pay it out of my own cash. Okay, let's do it. Fuck it. Why not? Let's do it. Okay, let's find someone here. Come on, let's just find someone, and we must just. Okay, here we go. Fundy RD. Fundy RD. He says, my greed index always shoots up to the moon during Banter shows. If you have a Banter Bybit account and you had it before I announced you, you can have 5,000. Freddie says 5,000 BitDAO tokens, which is about $8,000 right now, today. But you got to have the account. If you didn't have the account, sorry, bro. Sorry, can't help you there. All right, we've got a few super chats. Let's see if there's anything important. Congrats to all the winners. Love you guys absolutely madly. I do see all of you. What about Uno Re? Are you still invested? The mainnet's about to launch. Yes, I am invested. I do think that Uno Re is going to increase before the mainnet launch. I do think so. I do think it's a good investment. I do like Uno Re as well. I do. Still invested. Guys, when we make an investment, unless we think it's a scam or something's happening or whatever else, then we don't exit, because our thesis is to invest in protocols that are going to change the world and then give them enough time and support to actually make sure that they can change the world. And that's what your investment thesis should be. Okay, who else can I give money to? No, you know what? We better slow down because I'm going to run out of money. I think I could have given away 20. I'm running out of money. I'm running out of time. So I will see you guys again tomorrow. Tomorrow we've got the founder of Avalanche, the blockchain, coming on the show. Eamon Gunsterier. He is coming on the show tomorrow. Tell us why he thinks Avalanche can win. Maybe Avalanche can win. That's what we're going to find out tomorrow. We have a morning show with Sheldon. We have lots of money to give away. We're going to teach you guys how to build your portfolio. Remember, the next 15 days is all about getting ready, preparing, because if you prepare, the man who is well prepared is the one that makes the money. So I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Same time, same place. Until then, trade well, my friends. Yo. What's good show?
What's happening?
What's fun? Good show.
That was good.
Yeah, I'm just scared we're giving away too much money. I mean, we have to fund all of this.
Never too much. Never too much money. The higher the pool goes, the more money we give away.
Yeah, but we're gonna run out of money. I mean, we're giving away.
We just gotta make more money then.
Like $20,000.
It's all about them, though. We don't need the money. We give it all away. We give it all away anyway.
Market's pumping. There's lots of money to be made.
Is the money pumping?
Yeah, everything's looking fantastic. Just do not tell BitBoy, please.
Well,
oh, my word, yeah.
Oh,